It's game time. The Kid Gowie. Ravens Nation. All we know is purple and black. And if you're not a Ravens fan, welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, where opponents don't make it out alive unless we bury them. Every team be afraid of them, especially all the quarterbacks, cause our defensive linemen won't hesitate to leave you sacked. Let's take a minute, go back to Super Bowl 35. Domination was an understatement up against the Giants. Numerous touchdowns, they put up numbers, and it didn't take a nutritionist to see they hunger. Only stat Kerry Collins could get was interceptions. He must have thought throwing to the D counted as receptions. The pass was legendary, but don't sleep on the present. Our secondary make quarterbacks avoid that direction. You tryna run the ball, you better hope your blockers work. You can juke, you can spin, but your destination's the turf. This is a man's game, being soft will get you hurt. Watch the defense force a fumble and the fans go berserk. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go! They always win when the championship's on the line. So if you hoping that they failed, then you really wasting your time. Go and ask the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they remember when they made a comeback, but weren't declared the winners. 2 rings down, but you know they won't stop now. If the opposing D's caught slipping, you know exactly how that goes. That's another deep connection for 6 points in the end zone. The stadium goes wacko, as Ravens put in work. Pittsburgh Steelers, that still curtain is looking more like a skirt. So tell me who they say is gonna beat them Bengals. Who used to be the Browns until they relocated? Ravens, they are one of the greatest. There's simply no denying it. To beat them, bringing your A game's a requirement. With the youth of the team, I bet they still be dominant, even after the greatest linebacker's retirement. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go!
Welcome to another edition at SE Sports. Here we are on a very sad Monday. Oh my god. This one hurt. And you know why it hurt so much? It's also because during the game, you're watching the game and you're like, we still have a shot. We still have a shot. The game's not over. Even after that interception I told my wife, I said it's over. I walked to the kitchen. I breathed and came back. It's like, well, we still might have a shot. It hurts because we had a shot all the way to the end. The refs weren't good. The refs weren't the reason why we lost. Anyway, shout out to everybody that's watching the live stream. For the people that are going to watch the replay and put the comments. Shout out to all of y'all. Appreciate you being here. Before we keep going, hold on. I need to do something real quick here. In this game, look, this is a game that as a Ravens fan, um, you feel like at least since Lamar has been here, 2019 felt like a year that you could go somewhere, but this year felt different. This year, like how Lamar was talking, how the defense was playing, like it felt different. And I'm gonna start with the defense. Look, shout out to my guys for lunch, hot break. I'm butchering their name. Sorry, but they know who they are. They make great content. But I had not necessarily always agree with their statement, defund the defense. The reason this game was close was because of the defense. The defense was soft at the beginning of this game. I think Pat Mahomes was in a point 12 for 12 or 14 for 14. And they were soft. And after the first half, McDonald actually made adjustment. LBHT, thank you. Thank you, Magic Bull. Thank you. Shout out to you for watching the live stream too. Lunch break hot takes. That's the full name. Shout out to them. We talk. We go way back. And I love their show. Really good show. But they talk a lot about defending the defense. And I don't agree with that. And this is my reasoning. My reasoning is, if you have that guy at quarterback, right? Which I think we do. The strategy that the Chiefs are implementing is the strategy that I would like to implement here. And we'll talk a little bit more at the end of the show about that. But if we talk about this defense, the first half, we weren't aggressive. We were very passive. We were basically staring at Mahomes, and as Mahomes was picking us apart, they were eating us up. And in the second half, we dialed the pressure. And what happened was Mahomes was basically taking a lot of short passes. We made sure Pacheco didn't go off, right? That was my worry. Pacheco was one of my worry. We basically made Mahomes be a game manager in the second half. Versus in the first half, he was sitting there. Right now, 10 yards, 12 yards, 5 yards. He was doing whatever he wanted to Pacheco. Pacheco was running all over. The defense in the first half, the reality was they were playing scared. If you tell me what is a word to describe this defense in the first half, they were playing scared. That first half, the trenches was severely dominated by the defense, right? I'm sorry, by Kansas City. But on the defensive side, that O-line was eating us up. We talk about how bad that O-line, specifically the tackles, were coming to this game. Did those look like bad tackles? No. There was no pressure, no creativity. And again, I think the fear that they had for Mahomes didn't make this team play loose. The second half was different. Mike McDonald made changes. Mike McDonald made adjustments. They ate them up. Right? This defense came. The defense clamped down. The defense kept this game close. This defense kept this game interesting. Right? We have to acknowledge how important this defense was the whole year. But specifically this game. How PQ and Rowe play a hell of a game. Like how Hamilton that second half was flying all over the field. Marcus Williams making great one-on-one man coverage. This is without Humphrey, which Humphreys did. Look, one of the problems I think with Humphrey is he's still not used to playing that zone defense. I think he's more of a man-to-man corner. But still, he was in your game. How Darby was still making plays, right? How we had Steven's still playing a good game. And I know some people are like, why is Steven on a tight end? Who do you want? Kyle was not going to go 100% on Kelsey Or on the other tight ends, it's only one Kyle Hamilton. A corner on a tight end is a good matchup, right? Because they can keep up. Obviously, the tight end is going to be bigger. It was great to see this defense in the second half. This defense in the second half gave me hope. But the offense. Let's talk about the offense. And Mike Bull, I read everything you said, by the way, how Harb needs to let go and all that, right? But I think Harb was part of the problem in the game plan. But one of the things that Harbaugh does, which I think is one of the reasons why I always think coordinators should be coming to Baltimore. If you think about Bieniemy, how Bieniemy got stuck under Andy Reid, right? And people didn't give Bieniemy his flowers. But any coordinator that comes here, right, in Baltimore, they will get their flowers because what Harbaugh does, Harbaugh lets their coordinators coordinate, right, to dictate the pace of the game and all that. I think sometimes a little too much. If anything, I think he lets them a little bit too much freedom. And when we were down 17-7, we started playing like we were down 3 touchdowns. That was in the first half. First half ended 17-7. Defense comes in the second half, clamp down. Right? 3 and out. What we do? 3 and out. And then they get the ball, they move the ball a little bit, but we still stop it. And at that point, when they go 33 yards, 10 plays of me, make them punt. At that point, the game plan should have. Because I understand, right? You just make them punt, and you're like, man, maybe we got lucky, right? Because the defense in the first half wasn't great. So you're like, okay, we might need to score quick because this offense is coming very, very strong again, right? But at the second punt, we needed to take a breather. This reminds me of the Tennessee Titans game in 19, where we were down early and we panic. And if that's what you want to say, Harbaugh has a problem, yes. This is my problem with Harbaugh, and this is the blame that I will assign to him. He should have come down his OC and said, dude, we're only down by 10 early in the second or early in the second half, right? Third quarter. What are you doing? Let's run the ball. Let's punish it. By the way, let's run the damn ball also because the defense has been on the field. And the credit that I'm going to give this defense in the second half, right? They played great, and they played despite the offense losing the time of possession. The time of possession was severely tilted. That's not how the Ravens play. The Ravens play time of possession. We win the damn time of possession. And we were losing the time of possession by a lot, by a mile. This defense was tired, still balling. So this is where Harbaugh should have said, like, yo, calm down. Calm down. It's not a 2-minute drill every play. Every possession we play like it was a 2-minute drill. But why? Are we losing by 30? Are we losing by 20? We're losing by 10. What's the panic? So that's my problem with Harbaugh. One, and second, he should have taken his team by the helmet, and this is mostly on the defense, and say, y'all getting baited by Kelsey, right? All these fouls up to the play is because y'all being baited by Kelsey. You're playing frustrated. I understand that he's drawing you and he's saying a bunch of shit, but you letting your emotion in that is killing you. One of the touchdowns that was penalties killed us. So that is where Coach Harbs, which again, I do think he's a good coach, and I think his best asset is as a leader. That's where Coach Harbs should have intervened. Now let's talk about Todd Monken, because I love what Monken did all year. But what Monken did, him and Lamar, we'll talk about Lamar too, got desperate. Losing by 10 early in the second half is nothing. Especially if you believe in this defense. Like, the defense has been balling all out except the Rams game. And again, look, I'm second half comes 3-and-out for Kansas City. And I understand the Ravens coming desperate, like, oh, maybe we got lucky. Let's try to push the ball. So we go 3-and-out. Then we make them punt again. And at that point, again, it should have been a collective breather. Say, let's come down. Let's come down. Because it's not a 2-minute drill for the whole game. The defense is tired because in the second half, we barely did anything. We came out from then taking the ball for a minute 22. Why? Why is Lamar here always trying to look for the deep pass? Why is Tom Munkin here calling for the deep pass all the time? Why? If the defense is going to give you a drag route, you know how many times I saw Ricard or the running back out there in the flat, but Lamar was looking deep? Where's Munkin telling him, right? Because Munkin in the break when Lamar's sitting down, he has his QB coach talking, and Munkin's also relaying to him. Where's them saying, look, because this is how Mahomes did, we short pass it, we can just kill them with 1,000 cuts. We don't need the big pass every time. If the big pass is there, cool. But as you're sitting there, what do you think is happening, Lamar? You have escaped a couple of times from sacks. The good thing from those sacks, they all came from the right side, minus when it didn't, and it produced the fumble, right? The fumble came from the blind side. And I know people are like, oh, good old Stanley. Look at Stanley getting beat, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Stanley got beat that one time. It happened to be a fumble, but the other pressures came from the right side, and that's where Lamar, being Lamar, escaped from the pressure. Great plays. Great play. But why are we so desperate for the big play? Why are we so desperate to just kill them with one big play? So, like, when we took the ball with, it doesn't say the time, 10:35, right? And we got that pick, and then we took the ball again with 5 minutes to go. I understand in that moment, say, we're down by 2 possessions. Let's go. Let's go. Simpson got beat on the fumble. Okay, but whoever, my point was it was on the left side. Okay? But that's where we should have played desperate. Before that, we didn't. Okay? We shouldn't. And we played desperate, and it showed, and this is why we couldn't move the ball. And sometimes we didn't take what was out there, so we were making it harder for us ourselves. Also, well, that is, in my opinion, what Monken's problem was. But Lamar, same problem with Monken. He wanted the big play, and we had a couple big plays, but he wanted the big play all the time. All the time. He was so thirsty for that big play. And by the way, I haven't listened to the pundits because I cannot listen right now to anything football. I barely watched the game afterwards because I didn't want anything to do with football. I needed a break. But Lamar was so thirsty for that big play. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, dude, against the Texans, you took what the defense gave you. You're going to let me run for 30 yards? Okay. You're going to give me that 5-yard completion? Okay. You're going to give me the deep pass? Okay. In this game, he was so thirsty for that deep pass. I don't get it. I do not understand it one bit. You know how many times I'm looking like, dude, it's a 5-man rush. Obviously, there's so many people. There's so many people in the back, right? This is why you can't find anybody. It's only a 5-man rush. Why are you not breaking out of the pocket and making a damn run for it? You are Lamar Jackson. Look what Pat Mahomes did. Oh, there's nobody there, and you're gonna rush 4 because you're putting 7 back. Okay, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna take 7, 8, 9 yards. Pat Mahomes cannot tie Lamar's shoes in the running game, but Lamar is so timid. I don't know why of running. Meaning, you will say, Sonny, but he still run. Let me see stat-wise how many times he ran. He ran 8 times, okay? But you know how many more times he could have run? Instead, he's just trying. Oh, my God, I want that big pass. But there's like at least 8 yards that they're just giving it to you. Why not? Against the Texans, he took it, but in here, nah. He didn't want to. Why? I had no idea. It frustrated me. I was upset. I didn't get it. So Tom Monken and Lamar need to go back this offseason and say, look, why are we getting so desperate? My opinion, if you want to ask me why, of all the games in the season, tell me when were we down by 10? We lost 4 times. One, I don't want to say didn't count against Steelers, but that was more like whatever. We lost to the Browns at the end of the game. We lost to the Colts at the end of the game. We lost to the Steelers at the end of the game. Whole year we were never in this situation. So we were in the situation for the first time. We panic. We panic. You want to blame Harbaugh. Tom Monken hasn't been in this situation for a while. He's been in Georgia, killing teams. He's used to blowing people out, right? He probably hasn't been in this situation since Tampa, right? Maybe since Tampa. A balance needs to be struck between the running game and the passing game. Ravens are so lethal on the run game, but we abandoned this run game, so there's no play action. So you wanted those deep passes, but you weren't holding the defense honest. So defense can just play back. They know you didn't want to run. Again, for no reason. Running the ball could have given you exposure to time of possession, right? Play action. By the way, Gus Edwards touched the ball 3 times. He ran ball well 3 times. Why are we having Justice Hill there so many? But look, this is embarrassing. Lamar ran it for 8. Okay. Gus Edwards 3. Justice Hill 3. And Zay Flowers on 2 reverses. That's not Ravens' brand. And again, it's not like we were down by 20. Now let me address Zay Flowers. I love Zay Flowers. Let me start with it. One of the best picks that I've seen in a while. If you go back on my scouting reports before we drafted him, I said how much I love him, how much he looked like a dog. He was little. I said how much I would love if Johnston, the guy that was drafted by the Chargers, was like Zay Flowers. I said like Justin was big for no reason, and Zay Flowers had that dog in it, and I love how he played. And I thought he could have been an asset, although I wanted a bigger body receiver. I love that. This is in Boston College, right? And I can tell you guys, I already have a receiver that I fell in love because after this game, I didn't want to touch anything football, so I went to a mock draft and said, "Give me the 5 type receivers, and I'm gonna Marvin Harrison take him out, kind of scout the rest." And I think I fell in love with the receiver I want. We'll talk about him. Get back, just preview Coleman from Florida State. Saw a couple of his games. Oh, beautiful. Anyway, those hands, love it. Anyway, let's talk about Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers this year had a couple rookie mistakes. And it's hard because in my opinion, Zay Flower had the worst best game that he could have. The worst best game that he could have, that was Zay Flowers. He was highly productive, 5 catches, 115 and a touchdown, right? 8 targets. There's a point where are they targeting anybody else? But that taunting penalty, look, and I know Travis Kelce has been drawing all effing game. But still, throwing a ball to the defender will get you a taunting penalty. Right? You know it. We all know it. Throwing the ball to this. We just got to a 1st and goal situation. Why? We're losing by 10. Why? Why are you doing this? We're losing by 10. It's not like we're winning by 10. We're losing by 10. Why? There's no reason. Isn't Safe Flower a guy that's always smiling, right? So I don't want y'all to take it as you're hating on Safe Flowers. But as I told you once when you subscribe to my channel, even the player I love the most, I'll critique him, but I don't think he played well. On that fumble, that's unfortunate. Now you're gonna ask me what? I understand. Harbaugh said that's what they teach them. I don't like the play. Why are you jumping from so far? Live another down. Live another down. This is something that we all gonna agree to disagree because I know a lot of people are like, no, that's the right play. I remember hearing about 12 years ago that Belichick didn't like the people extended the ball unless it was like a fourth and goal or something like that. And when I heard his explanations, because you're it's out of your body, so it's vulnerable. You can argue this is damn stretches has cost us back-to-back playoffs. Now, say can score a touchdown there, that doesn't mean we win, right? Because we're still gonna be losing. But last year against the Bengals, Huntley stretches the ball, fumble. This year we stretch the ball in the end zone to the end zone, fumble. I think Harbs, it's time to teach him something different. Let's protect the damn ball. Let's protect the damn ball. He could have run as far as he can get. He had a first down. It would have been first and goal from the 2. Bring Gus Edwards. First and goal from the 2. Bring Gus Edwards. And we scored a touchdown in that. Let me see where that was. When the Chiefs got it, it was 9:20. That wasn't it. That was Lamar's. The Chiefs got it with 4:52. Let's say we score with 14 minutes left. We're down by 3. We're down by 3. 14 minutes left. Should we be panicking? No. And then Lamar, that interception, that was just bad. And you would say, Sonny, it kind of looked maybe that Likely was pushed. Yeah. Even if Likely doesn't get pushed, there's 3 defenders. It would have been a pick. We were in field goal range. Let's say Lamar does not throw an interception. We score a field goal. We're down by 7 with 6:45. Does the game feel over with 6:45 down by 7? This team panic. This team hasn't been in this position all year. They haven't been down at all, basically, other than the last position of the game. And they panic. Lamar needed to play better, which he didn't. Tom Monken needed to call a better gameplay, which he didn't. Harbaugh needed to have his defense, or not defense, the whole team prepare better, which he didn't. McDonald, that first half was very bad. Then he clamped down, he played better, or he coached better, so that's great. Before that, he didn't have a good the script, as some people call it the script, the scripted plays, not the NFL script, the running joke. The scripted play that Andy Reid brought, fabulous. You couldn't script it better if you're Andy Reid, and McDonald wasn't ready for that. But yeah, look, no, this doesn't mean that this was a horrible season. It just hurts right now. It just hurts. And I'm very interesting how they're gonna approach this offseason, because my fear, I actually believe, to pivot now to my last portion of this, I actually believe how the Chiefs are building that team is how you build a team. And you have to draft really good, which the Ravens have done lately. But the fact that Lamar makes so much money, right? In my book, that means you, Lamar, and same thing for Pat Mahomes, and same thing for Herbert, and it's gonna be the same thing for Burrow. and all these quarterbacks that take a big chunk of the salary cap. You tell me you're this guy that I need to give, let's say, 20% of my salary cap. That means you need to elevate that side of the team. In my opinion, you get the quarterback, and if you're gonna pay him that much, you have to protect him because you don't want to get him hurt. So you're gonna pay for that O line. After that, the receivers, the tight ends, all those have to be drafted because you're gonna go cheap. Not necessarily bad talent or veterans on a lower deal. Because if Lamar, and again, this is not only for Lamar, this is true for Burrow, this is true for the Chiefs, for all of them, right? The Chiefs are paying Kelsey and the O line. And the rest are like, we're going to put a bunch of draft capital on the defensive side, and for the receivers, it's going to be cheap. And Mahomes, if you're that guy, you're going to elevate these guys, which as the year went, he did, right? I believe that the Ravens need to do a similar path. Lamar, O-line to protect Lamar, and after that, Lamar needs to elevate the offense. And on the defensive side, we need to invest. Because Lamar, as good as he is, he cannot affect the defense that much, only with time of possession. On the other side, other people need to affect it. And again, there's nothing against Lamar. I will say, for example, the Bengals are talking about giving Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Burrow all this money. Plus, they want to fix the O-line even more. Well, now you have to even draft even better because the pressure is on you because all your assets are going to be on one side of the field, right? Bill Belichick and the Patriots did this a lot. They were basically, we had the tight end, which we pay. By the way, that's essentially what the Chiefs do. We had the tight end, which we pay good money to produce. Gronkowski. For the Patriots, we're going to build the O-line. That's what the Patriots did forever. And receivers, we're just going to go with average receivers that people didn't really like, and they're going to be good for us. A lot of slot receivers, and Tom Brady's going to get it quickly out. And then we're going to invest in the defense. That's what the Patriots have done. That's what the Chiefs did this year and the past couple of years. And I believe this is what the Ravens need to do. Anyway, shout out to everybody that's joining live. Shout out to Ravens Ron. I'm just gonna take random comments, by the way. Monka messed up. Ogu Saim, he's watching from Twitter. Tough game. We deserve the blame, or who should get called out for not showing or playing well. I think on the offense, as I said, there's a couple places that you can definitely put the blame out. Dante Johnson says terrible output by the offense. He could just ran in it. I'm assuming the Flowers one. Imagine Bull here says it's horrible. This has been happening for years, and he's the common denominator. Raven Ron says Bateman has to go. Bateman will be here next year, right? I didn't watch the all 22 to know if he was open, and they didn't give them the ball because again, I did see some people open in the underneath routes, right? And Lamar kept looking down. So, Manning also said a head coach like Harbaugh is supposed to prevent the panic, but it happened every single time. Can't blame it on someone else when it happens year after year. By the way, I don't disagree with you in this portion, Manning Bull, because again, this is where he should excel, calming the team, making sure everybody's even keel. The blind loyalty to Harbaugh is going to cost us McDonald. Look, getting a good coach is very hard. Very, very hard. This team was not predicted to go this far at the beginning of the year. We as Ravens fans believed it, but we all also have purple sunglasses. And as the year went by, you can hear how people were buying in, but not completely. and then we show. I don't know. I don't think Harbaugh is the problem, but John Harbaugh definitely needs to look at himself in the mirror and think, when we're down by more than a touchdown, and it's not the end of the game, what is happening with my team that we into this desperate mode? Is it Lamar? Is it Lamar because Lamar's doing a lot of checks on the line? Is it Lamar that checking for the longer play? Maybe I'm calling here Tom Monking out and John Harbaugh. Maybe it's Lamar that is just calling for deep plays. I don't know. I'm not privy to that discussion. But let's say if it is Lamar, then you as the head coach has to go to Lamar and say like, hey, we're not down by that much. Let's relax and go back to the game plan. Magic Bull says Lamar elevates the O line. That touchdown pass is a sack with any other QB. I don't disagree. Lamar does elevate the O line. Yes. By the way, that was on a blitz. The Gus Edwards, because I did tweet about that play. Gus Edwards got beat, but then he recovered and gave him just enough time to then throw the deep pass. All right. Look, like I said, it hurts. It does hurt right now. It's always next year, right? That's as a fan, that's what you have to tell yourself. But this year felt like we should have won that game. Even like I said, the rest called some questionable calls, but think about that interception, that fumble. That's 14 points. Can't have those there. We lost the turnover margin 3-0. You're not gonna win against the Chiefs when you're losing the turnover margin by 3. So it is sad. It sucks. We have to deal with it. We're gonna be discussing through the offseason free agency, if we can bring any free agent. More than that, their draft. We gotta be scouting players. I think our first pick should be right now tackle. Not in this order, but either a tackle, receiver, or corner. Right? Those are the 3. Anyway, guys, it was a fun season until it wasn't. Sucks, but I appreciate y'all being here. Like I said, there's gonna be more content to come on the free agency and on scouting players. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. Please put comments. I'm gonna try to read them all and to reply to all. We'll be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow on the AFC North Talk channel. So I hope to see y'all there. And hey, have a good night. Always go Ravens. Peace out.